Libra. What would you do if, out of nowhere, your name started moving through the air like a restless wind? If you woke up one morning and felt 1,000 whispers floating around you, and none of them carried your voice? Right now, this is the energy hovering over your life. A rumor is coming. Not a small one, a huge one. The kind that travels fast. The kind that lands in places you have never even stepped into. The kind that makes people look twice when your name is mentioned. But before fear tries to grip your heart, listen to me carefully. Everything you hear, everything that may rise against you, it is not always what it seems. There are layers behind it, a story behind the story. Sometimes God allows your name to be carried on the wind so that when the truth finally breaks through, it will be louder, stronger, and undeniable. So before we go any deeper, type these words in the comments. My name will only carry truth, not lies. Say it boldly. Say it as if the walls around you can hear it. Because when you speak faith over your life, heaven listens, and heaven responds. Stay with me until the end. Because what looks like chaos on the surface may carry a secret blessing underneath. One you were not expecting, but one that will change everything. When shadows speak your name, Libra, rumors are like shadows when the sun begins to set. They grow long, they stretch far, and they never truly show the real shape of what they're copying. A shadow will always twist the truth. It will always make things look bigger, darker, or stranger than they really are. That is how rumors work. They never carry the full truth. And this rumor, it will come suddenly, like a wind that rises out of nowhere on a quiet day. You may not even see where it began. You might wake up one morning and realize people are speaking your name in places you have never been, linking you to things you never said, never did, never even thought about. Sometimes, the story they tell may even have a tiny piece of truth in it, but it will be stretched so far out of shape that by the time it reaches others, it no longer looks like the truth at all. But listen closely, because here is what you must understand. Heaven already saw this coming. This rumor did not surprise God. Before a single word was ever spoken on earth, it was already known in the spiritual realm. It was allowed for a reason. Not to destroy you, but to reveal something very important around you. Because when your name begins to move through the air, something else happens. True hearts and false hearts start to show themselves. The loyal ones stay close, no matter what they hear. The silent ones step back and watch from a distance. And the jealous ones? They celebrate in secret, happy to see your name under fire. So understand this clearly. This rumor is not about your shame. It is about exposure. It is about bringing to the light what was always hidden in the dark. Sometimes people wear masks so well you never see their true faces until your name is tested. This is that moment. The spiritual weight of words. Libra, words are not as light as they sound. They may leave someone's lips softly, but once spoken, they carry weight you cannot see. Every time someone speaks your name, whether in love, in anger, or in gossip, something moves in the unseen realm. Words are living. They carry spirit. They can build or they can break. They can heal or they can harm. This is why rumors feel heavy, even when you try to ignore them. The moment a person speaks your name with fire, with anger, with envy, or even with excitement, it releases energy into the atmosphere. And here is the mystery. Heaven does not take words lightly. What people say with their mouths echoes far beyond what they realize. A rumor is never just about the story itself. It is always a test. A test not only for you, but for every single person who hears it. Some will hear your name wrapped in lies and believe it immediately because they secretly wanted to. Others will hear the same words and defend you because their loyalty does not need proof. This is how the true intentions of hearts are revealed. But there is something bigger happening here. Something most people never see. Even when words are spoken to harm you, God can take the sound of those same words and turn them into the stage for your next blessing. Think about Joseph in the Bible. He was falsely accused. A rumor was spread that was so serious, it cost him his freedom. He was thrown into prison, left to be forgotten. Yet what seemed like the end of his life was only the beginning of his destiny. That rumor did not destroy him. It moved him into the very place where his purpose would rise. So, Libra, do not be afraid of what people whisper about you now. It might feel heavy. It might even hurt. But heaven is not shaken by the lies of men. There are times when God allows even the ugliest stories to be told, so that when the truth comes, it lifts you higher than you ever imagined. What was meant to bury you becomes the very thing that announces you. This is the spiritual weight of words. They may begin as weapons in the hands of people, but in the hands of God, they turn into tools that build your next chapter. The emotional whirlwind. Let's be honest, Libra. When your name starts moving from one mouth to another, especially carrying stories that you know are not true, it cuts deep. It stings in a way that words cannot fully explain. You feel it in your chest. You feel it in your stomach. You feel it in your thoughts late at night when everything is quiet, and you wonder, why me? Why now? Why this story? The first wave that hits you is betrayal. Because sometimes the rumor doesn't come from strangers. It comes from people you knew, people you laughed with, people you trusted. That is the pain that makes you question everything. Then comes the anger. It rises fast, like fire looking for something to burn. You feel the urge to defend yourself, to shout, to fight back. And after anger, confusion steps in. You ask yourself, what did I do to deserve this? How could they believe this about me? But here's what you must understand. Emotions are like wild horses. If you let them run wherever they want, they will drag you into places you were never meant to go. They will make you say things you regret. They will make you fight battles that God Himself has already planned to win for you. This is your moment to stay still, to stay calm, to stay silent, even when your heart is screaming inside. Because sometimes silence is the loudest, clearest answer you can give to the noise around you. While they talk, you keep building your life. While they gossip, you keep growing in strength and wisdom. While they whisper in the dark, you keep preparing for the light that is coming. Because the truth is this: storms always make the most noise right before they run out of rain. And this storm will run out of rain, Libra. It will not last forever. Why heaven allowed it? You might be asking yourself, why would God allow this to happen? Why would heaven let my name be caught in a storm I did not create? The answer is not always simple, but it is always true. Storms, as loud and as frightening as they seem, reveal the strength of what stands in their way. A tree can look tall, beautiful, and unshaken on a calm day. But when the wind rises, when the rain beats against it, when the storm roars, then you find out whether its roots run deep or shallow. If the tree falls at the first wind, it was never ready for the next season. It was never ready for the weight of greater blessings or heavier responsibilities. And so it is with you, Libra. Heaven sometimes allows the winds to rise, not to crush you, but to prove what was always inside you. Because there are things you learn about yourself only in the storm. You discover your strength, your patience, your faith, your character. You see clearly who walks with you when everything feels uncertain, and who only stayed when life was quiet and easy. This is why certain rumors are allowed, not to humiliate you, not to harm you, but to reveal what and who truly belongs in your next chapter. There are people who will hear your name in the middle of chaos and stand beside you anyway. And there are others who will hear the same thing and walk away without even asking for the truth. Both are answers you needed. But there is a deeper purpose still. Heaven allows the fire so the gold can shine brighter when it comes out. This rumor will not destroy you. It will shape you. It will expose pretenders. It will strengthen your faith. And when the truth comes, and it will not only clear your name, it will lift it higher than before. Because when God restores, He does not bring things back to where they were. He takes them further, higher, greater. What was meant for your downfall will become the very platform where heaven shows the world who you truly are. This is why heaven allowed it, not for your end, but for your promotion. The hidden blessing in the noise. Here's what most people will never tell you, Libra. Sometimes the very moments that feel the loudest, the noisiest, the most unfair, are the same moments heaven chooses to use for the greatest blessings. When rumors rise, when lies seem to run faster than the truth, when your name feels like it's hanging in the air with no defense, it can feel like everything is falling apart. But what you cannot see in those moments is that heaven often uses the loudness of men to set the stage for something far bigger than you imagined. When Jesus walked the earth, people talked. Some believed, some doubted, many whispered. When he was arrested and crucified, rumors filled the air. They said he was just a man, just another teacher, just another voice soon to be silenced. They thought the noise around his name meant the end of his story. But heaven used that very noise, the shouts, the accusations, the lies, to fulfill prophecy. What looked like defeat became the victory the whole world would remember. In Libra, the same pattern will follow your life. This rumor will not break you. It will not bury you. It will become the stage for something greater. It will push your name into places you were never invited before. People who never knew you will hear about you. Some will come close out of curiosity. Some will come close because destiny sent them. And this is where the blessing hides. The rumor will separate the real from the fake. It will expose the ones who were only around for what they could take, and it will highlight the ones sent by heaven to help you rise higher. By the time it ends, and it will end, your name will not carry wounds. It will carry weight, respect, purpose. It will remind people that no matter what was spoken, no matter how loud the noise became, you stood, you endured, and you came out stronger than before. This is the hidden blessing in the noise. What was meant to shame you will prepare the ground for your honor. Your response shapes the ending. Here is the part most people never see, Libra. The ending of this story is not decided only by the rumor itself. It is decided by the way you respond to it. When lies rise, the first reaction is often anger. You feel the fire in your chest. You want to speak out, defend yourself, clear your name in front of everyone. But fighting back in anger is like adding more wood to an already burning fire. The flames rise higher. The noise grows louder. What began as whispers becomes a storm because of the energy poured into it. Then there is fear. Fear makes you pull back. Fear makes you hide. Fear makes you believe the lie more than the truth God has already spoken about you. And when you do that, the rumor begins to define you in the eyes of others because silence born from fear looks like guilt, even when you are innocent. But there's another way, a higher way. When you stay steady, when you let your life, your actions, your character speak louder than anything you could ever say, something powerful begins to happen. Time itself starts working for you. Truth begins to rise slowly but surely, like the morning sun after the longest night. Keeping your peace does not mean you are weak. It means you trust that heaven writes better endings than anger ever could. Because God fights for those who stay aligned with their purpose, who keep building, who refuse to be distracted by noise, who do not waste time chasing revenge that was never theirs to begin with. And when God fights for you, the victory always comes without you lifting a single sword. What comes after the rumor? Libra, when this storm finally passes, and it will, you will begin to notice something strange, something almost unexpected. The same mouths that once carried the rumor, that once spread words meant to weaken you, will be the very mouths that speak of your strength. The same voices that once whispered against you will have no choice but to speak of what you survived. Because truth has a way of rising to the surface, no matter how deeply people try to bury it. Those who watched from the sidelines, unsure of what to believe, will one day see clearly. Because nothing reveals reality like time. Time peels away the lies. Time exposes the pretenders. Time proves what is genuine. The people who once questioned you, who perhaps even doubted you in secret, will be forced to see the strength that carried you through. And when they see it, Libra, they will look at you differently. There will be a respect in their eyes that was never there before, because endurance speaks louder than any rumor ever could. And here is the beauty hidden in all of this. The same situation that was meant to bury you will end up being the very thing that announces you. The same storm that threatened to silence you will be the stage where your voice becomes stronger than ever. The winds that were supposed to push you down will carry you forward instead. Because this is how heaven works. What people design for harm, heaven bends toward purpose. What they mean for shame, heaven turns into strength. What they plan for your defeat becomes the tool that builds your victory. Men may speak, crowds may shout, but heaven always writes the last chapter. Not the rumor, not the voices, not the fear. And in that final chapter, Libra, your name will not be remembered for the lies spoken against you. It will be remembered for the way you stood, the way you endured, the way you overcame. This ending will carry victory, not defeat. It will carry honor, not shame. It will carry peace, not pain. And everyone who doubted you will see that heaven always has the final word. Libra, a huge rumor may be coming, but hear this clearly. It will not break you. It will not destroy what heaven has already prepared for your life. It will not cancel the plans written over you since the beginning of time. This rumor, no matter how loud, will only shape you, strengthen you, and prepare you for what comes next. It will build you in ways you may not even see yet. Before you leave, I want you to speak life over your own name. Type this in the comments. My name will rise above every lie. Let heaven hear it. Let the earth see it. Let it be known that you believe your story will not end with gossip, with whispers, or with the opinions of people. Your story ends with truth. It ends with victory. And if this message touched your heart today, share it with someone who is also walking through a storm of words. Someone who feels the weight of rumors, of lies, of voices speaking against them. Because sometimes one message, one reminder, one moment of hope is all someone needs to keep going. And remember to subscribe, because there are more truths waiting for you here every single week. Truths that will lift you, guide you, and keep you grounded no matter what storms come. Because storms never last forever, Libra. They make noise, they shake things, they test foundations, but then they pass. And when they pass, what remains is stronger, wiser, unshaken. Stay calm, stay grounded. Stay aligned with heaven's plan. Because in the end, no matter how long it takes, no matter how loud the lies become, the truth will always, always win.